For those of you who remember, that was the key chord chart. I play it in time, and I show it to you in time, because eventually that's how we're going to learn rhythm. We're going to learn rhythm and chord changes together, and we'll help them grow at the same rate, and we'll play in time. We'll learn timing on the same occasion. In the meantime, you're a few chords short of your key chord scale. You've learnt G, you've learnt D, you've learnt E minor. I want you to keep practicing them. If you haven't got them yet, go back and learn them some more. You will learn more chords today. We're also going to extend chord science. We're going to go to a chord science to explain F sharp diminished in your G major key chord scale. It sounds scary, especially when you've learnt some majors and minors, and you may be watching this DVD and you know all the chords in the key chord scale except the F sharp diminished, and you might think it seems really hard. So instead of just, we're going to learn another chord today that's not necessarily always in the key chord scale, but it's very important, and that's D7. We're going to learn the chord science behind it. Simple. We know a D chord has the first, the third, and the fifth. It is simple as adding a seventh, but the seventh from the D, not the seventh of the key. That's a different chord again. That's called a D add 7. The D7 works like this. 1, 3, 5 gives you a D, and then 7. So D, F sharp, A, and C. And that's a D7. I'll show you how to play it. So it's exactly the same shape as the D, but it's reversed. And you're playing the same 4 strings. Only one string has changed, and it's that one. The D, the extra D we looked at, where it had repeated 2 Ds. We're not playing that D this time because we've already got a D. We're going to play the C, which is a tone behind it. And if you haven't heard about tones and semitones yet, if you think 1 fret is a semitone, and then 2 is a tone, so your D, back a semitone, another semitone equals a tone. So a semitone plus a semitone equals a tone. Again, simple maths. So, if you need shown again, finger number 2 is on the G string, 2nd fret, which is A. Finger number 1 is playing the C note we just talked about, and that's on the B string on the 1st fret. Your last finger, in this case number 3 finger you're using, is in the 2nd fret on the high E string. That's the bottom one. It's a D7. You might wonder why I taught you when you don't know lots of other chords in the key chord scale yet. If you look at the chord science, if you look at the chord science to F sharp diminished, 1, 3, 5, it's got F sharp, A, and C. If you look at the chord science to D7, which you just played in your third lesson or fourth lesson, the only thing different is the D. So if we take this D out and just play the three bottom strings, that's an F sharp diminished chord. So you can take 4 chords now, which will surprise people. G, D, E minor, and F sharp diminished. You can also say you know a D7, and you do. So what we have left are 3 chords for your key chord scale, and 2 of them are the same shape. So let's learn that shape. A minor. And if you remember, I told you A minor is one of the shapes that I confiscate the first finger because they're bar chord shapes. And you're about to see it in practice. A minor. Looks like that. Remember, confiscated first finger. So your finger number 2 is playing the C note on the B string, and that's the B string on the first fret. Finger number 3 and 4 are one above each other. So on the D string, 2 frets in is finger number 3. Finger number 4 is right below it on the G string, 2 frets in. Don't play the top E string, the low one. Doesn't sound bad, but it's not really in the chord science. And it gives it a clearer sound, so when you hear that bass E, you think of an E chord. If you hear the bass A, you hear a bass A and the A minor chord far clearer. Okay, we have an A minor shaped chord. Confiscated finger hanging there, ready for action. A B minor chord, if you look at the chord science, it's all just, every note is one tone up. So, therefore, you know that you could move your chord shape up a tone, which is 2 semitones. Take that chord shape, a semitone, and then another semitone. The only thing missing from the chord science is an F sharp, which is right here. If you take your finger number 1, that's still just hanging there, waiting to do something, put it on the E string, 2 frets in, which is the F sharp note we're looking for, and just play the bottom 4 strings. That is B minor. And again, that can move up the fretboard, so you can find lots of other chords in there, all minor chords with that shape. That's where a bar chord comes from. So that note that you're playing down there If you actually want to play all the strings, bar it across. You may not have the dexterity to try it yet. I don't mind if you try. Keep trying, because later it'll be really important when I start showing them to you. You've got to build this muscle up. This one hurts the thumb, hurts that finger, hurts this muscle down here that you didn't know you had. Alright, we are one chord away from your whole G major key chord scale, and the chord is C, and it looks like this. We want a C note. We are pretty clear on that. We want a C note. Go through the chord science. This is the shape. C on the B string, first fret. We want finger number 2 on the D string, 2 frets in. We want finger number 3 on the A string, 3 frets in. Work through the pattern again. Work through your fingers. This is one of the more difficult chords for some people. Later when we get on to many B chords, F chords, they also are a little hard for some people. C can be too. But once you've got the shape, there's no turning back. If it's not sounding crystal clear, work through it. Finger at the back. Play every string. So, now you have the G major key chord scale. Watch this over and over again till you get every chord. And then we'll be one step closer to playing it in time, just like I'm doing now.